Well, game two, let's get into it. Picks and bans are ready, and it's going to be SoaR first pick, first ban. Eager will be on the Chaos side for this game. Khepri was banned out last time round, from what I remember, as well as a Zeus too.
Yes.
So we saw a lot of focus towards the usual expected things.
Guan was banned out as well, which I expect to continue. SoaR going to take away the Khepri once again, not having any of it. And now Eager, they could just, I think they're just going to ban Guan.
Just
that guy is so good.
I mean, you can't
The
give it
healing,
away.
man.
The sustain, he can be played support. He can actually be played jungle as well, which isn't as often, but it can be done too. Will we see the Guan ban?
It's going to be Eager here thinking about this one. They lost game 1 to SoaR, a team they beat 8-1 in the qualifiers.
And if you're an Eager fan, you're not too upset right now because, you know, you are Eager still. You've still performed and still the number one team. You've lost one game to SoaR. It's not all doom and gloom. You're not out of it. You wouldn't be betting on SoaR. I still wouldn't be betting on SoaR, even after that game 1 that did run away in their favor. Guan, as we expected, taken off back to SoaR one more time.
I think this just shows how explosive these teams could be because it was so even early on, and there was just that one weakness in that build from Jellly that was incredibly exploited. And he did a good job on surviving. He probably, any other support might have had a lot more deaths than he did early. He did a really good job of being as map aware as possible. It was just unfortunate for him, and it's going to be Geb and Thor. Geb banned out. Okay.
Geb banned quite surprising, but the shield very, very impactful, and the ultimate for the Cataclysm engagements as well. So take that one away, and SoaR have first option. They could look for the Athena if they think that was the biggest part of that combination, but Raijin is available.
I think I liked the Athena there. We've seen Raijin and Scylla be the two main mids. And obviously, there's the more guaranteed burst coming out from Raijin. But I mean, Scylla is so powerful right now in the meta. She gets so much bonus power just from her passive, and her crush is still incredibly easy to hit, and it's a ranged ability.
Back to Eager then. Will they take away Athena or look for the Sobek option one more time for Jellly?
Yo,
it is an opportunity for them, so maybe Sobek Scylla here? Or
I think Scylla Sobek or Scylla Athena. That's the way to go.
Or Sobek Nemesis is another option, and then hold the Scylla pick for third because you don't need it just yet, knowing that SoaR have already locked in Raijin. Plenty of options available to them, and they're going to take every single second of this as well just to make sure of this.
And we're going to get picks here. And it seems like we have the bans wrong, so we're going to fix that up here real quick. It was Guan and Athena,
that makes a little
excuse
bit more
us,
sense,
banned out by Eager there.
And that's why we didn't see the Athena first pick as well and went straight to the
And Geb was banned on the other side there, so Geb taken away from SoaR.
So, talking about supports then with those bans, definitely Sobek is the one to be looked at there. Thor was the first pick for SoaR. I would be looking at Sobek, Raijin here.
Athena.
Oh, Athena banned, okay.
And probably Raijin or Scylla. Scylla probably, honestly, just... both of those combine very well. A lot of it is the mid laner. Oh, so wait, what? Okay.
We had a bit of another. Okay, so this is exactly correct right now, guys.
Okay,
at home.
we got
I apologize for that. So Thor was locked in. Raijin, I'm expecting a Sobek too, is what I'm gonna say. Unless Sobek
I'm just gonna wait till it's locked in.
Hey, I was right.
All right.
Finally.
Okay. So Sobek Raijin locked in here. Athena banned out, Khepri banned out, Geb banned out. So I like this from Eager, right? They pick up one of the remaining top tier supports. And honestly, if SoaR don't pick up something here, maybe a Kumbhakarna, Eager could just ban out just ban out every support in the game.
There's potential they could look for that one as well.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
What?
There's Ares too.
There is Ares.
Brochacho's Ares is nasty.
Can it convert to console? There's a question. He probably played it quite a lot, but Ares very, very strong, and with Scylla locked in for the mid lane, they do take away that opportunity there. Neith for Eager, so AirCougar going to go back to the safety, which was denied him last time around, I want to say. No, it was denied from Keegs, I should say.
Eager here. You're going to be looking to ban away, and it's gonna be supports here. The one thing I'm wondering, though, is that SoaR could, like, Ares isn't the best pick into Eager's composition. While it's very strong against Neith, right, where you can kind of read her backflip and guarantee the chains, there is 2 CC immune ults coming up from Raijin Sobek. Still, it is a comfort pick for Brochacho, so they just take it away.
But Brochacho's god pool is very deep, and there's still options available to them. Honestly, they could look for Odin as an opportunity. Still good against Sobek, not bad against Neith as well. Not the best thing against Raijin, but if they're going to pick a Cabrakan here, Odin is an opportunity that SoaR could look at. Still plenty of supports available, however, that we could potentially see Brochacho go for as well.
You know,
Ymir, which don't get seen too often, but against that comp, it's not that bad.
Bacchus.
Of course.
There's still Bacchus.
The
we always forget about Bacchus, and then he's picked, and then he just wins every game. It's going to be
I see him every weekend
Amaterasu.
when I look in the mirror. That's what happens to me.
Last pick.
Amaterasu for the last pick for SoaR. So Uzzy there just expecting to be dominated in lane a little bit, but just accept the fact that his team fight presence and mid to late game is just going to be so, so strong.
And right now, Eager, they have a really strong pick-based comp, and it is going to be the Cabrakan in the jungle with the Sun Wukong locked up. So, I mean, the Neith ult into the Raijin and the Cabrakan burst coming out of, you know, the surprise ganks, it is a lot, and that's what SoaR's going to have to look to do, either counter-engage with their SoaR Thor, or excuse me, Thor Scylla, or hold out.
A little bit more engaged from Eager this time around. SoaR was able to pick off the Sobek every single time and stop any sort of engagements coming out from them. But this time, with the front line of Cabrakan and Sobek, with the Sun Wukong, as well as the Neith ultimates, can all set things up for Team Eager here going into Game 2 against SoaR. SoaR, with a very traditional composition here. There's nothing unusual about this. It's pretty much true, tried, tested, and works perfectly.
They also, so it's interesting because both teams have different 3v3s, but both are incredibly dangerous, right? If Jellly finds a single pick on a player who doesn't have purification or maybe is a little bit slow to react, the Cabrakan and Raijin combination, like their damage is pretty free if they're in melee range, and it's going to 100 to 0 someone. On the other hand, you have Bacchus, Thor, and Scylla, which is also a lot of damage. There's less displacement where you can force someone into your team, but it is a lot of burst.
Very true. It does set up a lot as well with the Bacchus and the Scylla for the Hammer Monsters. Potentially wall placements early on from both teams. Eager, 2 on the left-hand side, 1 on the right. Meanwhile, SoaR just making sure they have control of keeping where the speed buff is at the moment and what start we're going to see coming out of Eager here with the Cabrakan and Sun Wukong. Interesting
enough, Brochacho actually electing to go into the sprint. You don't see this too often coming out of supports. Typically you see maybe an Athena, but Bacchus specifically really likes the shell as well as the meditation. The meditation, obviously, it's going to be able to keep you healthy, and you are a very front-line guardian, right? You go in, and that's your escape.
And sprint, for the most part, is very similar to a meditation in one way. It can be used aggressively and defensively. Aggressively to siege or defensively to get yourself out of a lot of trouble. But with the sprint, if you get yourself in an awkward position, what you can do is sprint away. If you get a chance to close the gap and find a kill, you can sprint. True. So it works on both angles of that.
And nothing crazy starting out here. Once again, both teams playing it relatively even. They start the red buff, going to Boars, right-hand side, it's speed into blue. We do see some switch-ups sometimes.
I've not seen too much out of the junglers in terms of going for other things other than speed into blue so far. But it is the start of the console season, so just keep an eye on that. Myflin is going to be at the right harpies
contest on the right.
I don't think we'll see a contest unless if Hammer comes out more than anything from Chapo looking at them. Did force a reset, though. But now with Marine here as well, we're going to see a straight 2v2 on the rights. But guess who else is coming? Dwurst is actually heading over there as well, potentially.
Who got those?
Not so sure. Couldn't tell you.
Purification, though, burned on to...
looks like Eager by the gold.
ElChapo. Well, who's hit level 3? So Eager, yeah, because Delta Marine hit level 3 there. Myflin probably going to hit it here off after a couple creeps. So advantage over to Eager early on.
And not only that, they can now swing to the left-hand side and look for those ones as well. Meanwhile, in duo lane, Brochacho under a lot of pressure there with Keegs trying to help out. But Jellly, he really loves this Sobek, and he's a very good player on it.
I mean, last game, I think it was a suffer. It was kind of his own build. That kind of got him into a bad spot here. This time, even if he goes into the build, it's going to be a little bit safer because there is not an Alquan coming out of the jungle where you built into a breastplate and just got bursted by those mages. So I think he'll have an easier time. Also has the Neith in the dual lane, so a lot of pressure, and he should have an advantage in any rotations.
I love the fact Keegs is actually focusing a little bit onto Sobek here, recognizing how aggressive Jelly's been, and there's a good pull and a good route, but Chacho saves his jump until after the route goes off, so there's no real follow-up from him, gets away from danger.
I like that as well. He actually saves his sprint, recognizing he's going to be safe. Left-hand side, Chapo trying to do his mid-harpies. I think he secured them, but Myflin doesn't want to let him get that free farm.
Yeah, now they're going to go back to mid, and Eagle will be there first. But Chapo going aggressive on Marine here. Marine crashes away back to mid. They'll be the first of the rotation, which means Scylla will have to go over the wall to the safety of the tower.
And the reason that Eager backed out of that was actually the rotation from Brochacho. He walked in the jungle, and that would have been a 2v3 in favor of SoaR if they had kept up that aggression. Instead, AirCougar calls out the rotation, and they just back off, making sure they already got their advantage.
So 2 minutes 20, no kills yet. Wait for the level 5s to start kicking in, and keep an eye out for the rotations here, because obviously it'll be Thor that's the one to really talk about here. He's one with the global, as well as Neith. The World Weavers coming out from AirCougar could make an impact this game.
I really like Eager's composition if they're going to look to pick off players. I mean, you just combine, right? You just have Jellly rotate over, find a pluck onto someone, AirCougar fires the ult. There's a ton of CC that SoaR's going to have to find some way to deal with or play very passive. You can see all their lanes right now incredibly pushed out.
They are pushed up, but the thing is as well, Eager have to secure all 3 of those fire imps so far this game, so they've got a bit of a golden experience lead just based off that, without any sort of aggression in the jungle, as well as the Harpy control at the beginning of the game. It's not a huge lead, but 1,000 gold at 3 minutes, you're not doing too bad.
No, you're doing pretty solid right now, and you could see ElChapo just hitting level 5, so he is a little bit far behind in experience to Myflin, who was able to secure both those mid-harpies as well as the fire imps. And you can see having the 3-way split on his camps as well. So he's going to be a little bit behind, but I mean, Thor's really good. Like, Cabrakan sucks from behind. Thor is really good even from behind.
I mean, Cabrakan, he can set up a lot. He has a CC on every single ability, which is one of the rarest things in the game, to be fair. The walls you can class as a soft CC. He's looking towards the speed buff now, is Myflin, but did start with Purification here as well. No blink picked up, but he will be able to find Uzzy doing the blue buff, try and trap him in a corner. There's not really much in the way of escape Uzzy could do if he did drop the walls there, Myflin. But
Myflin had the perfect opportunity. Could have walked into the buff, told Dwurst to walk in as well, and just wall Uzzy off. Even if he ults there, he's almost guaranteed dead unless they miss their abilities. But a dropped opportunity, trying to play safe because the rotation was coming from SoaR, so he a little bit dangerous.
Good pressure in mid lane onto Jellly, and that was a really good combo coming out. Marine wants to try and return something onto Chapo, though, but not going to find it. Meanwhile, in mid lane, the pressure was onto ElAggro from Myflin. And that was just a well-coordinated gank from SoaR. Look
Everything
how quickly Aggro reacted with that ultimate.
And I actually saw that last game as well, when they comboed Dwurst. When Aggro knows that there's no purification on the opponent, he never hesitates to follow up Chapo or Brochacho. That is just synergy. That is complete trust on your team that they are going to hit those abilities. And honestly, even if they miss them every once in a while, it is still worth to try and set up for a kill. And once again, Jellly starting to be abused in game 2.
First blood, the way of Chapo, going to make sure he can get his full boots online and work towards that Jotun's a little bit more if he so elects to do that. So it's allowing him to be in a very good position. Like you said, they seem to be focusing Jellly a lot.
He can't build breastplate this game. He absolutely can't. He needs to go into more of a health-based build so he can survive this combination, because in a lot of these situations, there's not much he can do, right? Obviously, he rotated. There wasn't enough ward coverage, but I mean, he just got CC chained to death against the 3v3. And if he tries to go into this, you know, let's try and get CDR build, it's not going to go well for him, because we already know that SoaR are looking to abuse that style of play.
Well, SoaR going to ward up the jungle on the way back for back harpies here. No red buff available for a while yet. Done for about 1.5 minutes before that respawns again, but everyone just going back to base and farming up and continuing things on after that first blood in the wave SoaR.
And Uzzy here getting ganked. It looks like Dwurst trying to set something up here with Myflin. Here he comes.
There's an ult again from Uzzy, going to turn around and find the stun onto Myflin, but that's all she wrote for now, because he'll dash away again.
Just manning up.
Just forcing that ult every single time.
And I mean, that's a win, right? All that Cabrakan did was walk into the lane, and it doesn't seem like SoaR have anything that they could steal away. So the rotation isn't going to matter. Dwurst is going to share a little bit of XP and gold, and he is behind ever so slightly, but it's nothing to worry about right now.
Wall off the mark from Chapo there, but in the jungle, Uzzy finally gets caught on a rotation there, and the patience from Myflin to stay in this lane has paid off and given Dwurst the first kill in that lane.
And that's very important, because Dwurst also has gone into this Wrath build. So if he gets ganked, or if he can't pressure out Uzzy's TP enough, he's not going to really be able to match him in this golden experience farming. So just getting a little bit ahead now, going to make that Wrath worth it.
Surprised Chapo hung around here. The solo lane had a lot of experience just going to the tower there that he could have picked up. Instead, he was holding for his speed buff. Now he's rotating left because he realized they may be doing Gold Fury, but he will be back in time to pick it up as well. So they lose a free wave to the tower there on the right-hand side. SoaR, as they clear up their own jungle, and the pressure from Eager was quite smart, honestly. They don't think they realized that, but they did actually just force an extra minion wave into the tower.
And as well, they delayed the speed buff and the back harpies from getting taken. So Chapo got that first blood here, but he's not massively ahead of Myflin. Only about 200 gold. You'd like to see that a little bit more, especially considering you do have the Thor Bacchus, which are incredibly powerful on invades.
Well, Keegs up against Cougar in this lane, and these two will go back at it over and over again. Definitely the advantage is in favor of the OE with the ricochets. He's down a little bit of health right now. Obviously, ElAggro has to sustain, but he's got to find those ricochets, Keegs, to really turn this around.
And you can see, I mean, it's Neith, right? She's just gonna sit there and farm up and then ult on cooldown. Doesn't really want to take the 1v1 with Hou-Yi. Just wants to make sure she stays relative and forces some picks, and looks like a 3v3 gonna break out. Aggro actually just standing there in the middle. No fear.
Both hunters actually rotate towards the Gold Fury mid-harpy area here, but mid-harpy going to go the way of SoaR here, because Eager decided to push in mid lane instead. Chapo will be there to hold the minion wave in mid, as those two do pick it up for SoaR. And back to the the solo lane, and Uzzy versus Dwurst continues.
And Dwurst has about a 300 gold lead, but they're even in items right now, so that doesn't really mean anything. Level 11, though, so he has one ability doing a little bit more damage. And, I mean, Uzzy already going to lose this lane. Amaterasu loses most, if not all, matches and just looks to farm out to the mid to late game where she starts to one-shot the wave.
Well, yeah, when she's hitting around this level to around level 13 is where she really starts to come online. The bullying is available because of the sustain, not just the wave clear, of the extra health. And you can see that she's starting to get to that point right about now.
This is where Uzzy's going to start to take over this lane. It's going to be very hard for Dwurst to do anything. And it's really going to come down to teamfight rotations and what exactly each player is looking to do. Dwurst on the Sun Wukong most of the times is just like bully the backline, going to be looking to put as much pressure on aggro as possible, whereas Uzzy just going to be sitting there probably doing the same thing. Both are really good against the mages and just kind of annoying them.
Well, KeegsMate got a bit aggressed on just then by Myflin, who showed up over in the dual lane, just showing his face. Nothing really came of it, though, as you can see, because purification and health bars still healthy enough. He's just continuing to farm up, worried about a pressure with the lack of wall coverage. SoaR currently having this left-hand side.
And this game is going the exact same pace as game one, where both teams trying to force stuff, but not overextending, not doing anything risky that, you know, the other team could snowball. Right-hand side, Uzzy in a little bit of trouble. The gank's coming out from Myflin. He is in range to ult, but I think Uzzy would have spaced that just barely at the last second. You can see that movement speed aura, very powerful.
Game of chicken more often than not, trying to catch something. Talk about catches. I mean, Brochacho has to leap away, charge prey off the mark, so he's not going to be able to find Brochacho, and now he turns it around with a very good thing.
Aggro here in a little bit of trouble. That was beautiful from Aggro. We didn't actually catch it. I feel very confident that he did that. He actually intercepted the Neith ult. I think that was intentional coming out from him. He heard the call coming out from Brochacho that he was getting Neith ulted, just tried and stepped in the direction. And it wouldn't have mattered. Brochacho would have been out either way, but a nice thought.
Well, Myflin now going to go aggressive against Brochacho. No, turns it into Chapo. Half helps him. Wally's down too. Chapo jumps to the hammer, but now it's Brochacho. Awkward spot for him, so has to intoxicate and create some room. But Delta Marine says no. Thunder Crash. Ult versus ult, and Delta Marine says no aggro. Mine is the better monster.
Chapo's in the sky. I don't think he's going to be coming down, though. And he is actually looking for the mage in the back line. Not enough damage. Brochacho jumps forward right into the auto attack on Delta Marine. And here comes the Hunters as well. Uzzy going to find 3 members in his ult. Do enough damage to finish off Jellly there with the help of KeegsMate. And now it looks like SoaR might be able to turn this one around here, but
no, I doubt they will. There's still 3 members of ElAggro all grouped up looking for KeegsMate. 4, I should say. The purification keeps him alive for now. Jump over the wall to safety. Very important, but so far so good for ElAggro there. They're now going to be able to potentially get a red buff in the jungle as well and steal that one away.
They've got about a 300 gold lead right now, looking to extend it as much as they can. Uzzy just going to throw a little love over to Dwurst. He's going to walk off. And Uzzy, surprisingly, just rotated into 4 people.
I don't think he expected that many people to be there waiting for him to walk around the corner. And instead, he'll lose his life too. His rotation was great. It was much quicker than Dwurst getting over there. But what ended up happening once he got there didn't pay off in their favor. So ElAggro climbing to the lead in this game.
And that's just because he has the TP, right? So Uzzy able to teleport into the fight. Oh, no, it was down. So he didn't even use it. Just walked over there. But unfortunately for him, most of his team had already been eliminated. Aggro died without being able to hit anyone in his ult, and then Chapo was forced out at the beginning of the engagement. He comes crashing back down, but not able to do anything about it.
So it's just under 1,000 gold lead for ElAggro now. Second relics are starting to get online as people start to hit level 12. You can see mid laner Delta Marine picking up 2 kills in that engagement, and very, very thankful for himself. Working towards that Doom Orb and got a second relic option, which will give him a little bit more survivability in these team fights.
And you can see Gold Fury starting to be looked at, pretty heavily warded by both squads. They don't want to give this up for free. That's always dangerous, just a free Gold Fury. And we've seen them very aware of objectives, both teams making sure, trying to not give anyone a slight edge at all.
Brochacho going for a little bit of aggression there once again onto Jellly, but he recognizes it, and that's just the tale of these 2 supports this time round. I do feel that ElAggro have a little bit of an edge when it comes to the supports. Not in Gold Fury control, however, as Myflin mid, going to pressure Chapo, who used his hammer just then. He's going to take a bit of free poke, and Brochacho off the mark with the flop.
Brochacho going to get stunned up underneath there as well, and walled in as well. Uzzy's coming around the back, trying to get the silence, but Delta Marine's already used his ult. Brochacho somehow going to stay alive. Sanctuary a little bit late. Delta Marine getting chased out onto the tower. But he is going to get out. Chapo now, he's already fallen, and Uzzy just trying to escape.
Oh, but ElAggro turns up in time to pick up Uzzy here, potentially. One more hit will be enough, and it actually goes over the way to Dwurst. Dwurst going to give chase onto Mate and get hold of that Tiger form. Jingle Bang connects. Bluestone Pendant, one more tick. Is it enough? No, KeegsMate will survive. Meanwhile, Aggro takes out Jellly, who was taking the tower, but round the back he's coming. Dwurst on the Sun Wukong, and Brochacho is very low in mid.
I mean, Keegs is even lower. You can see under the tower, just a hair too late. Bird forms out, put pressure onto this mid lane here. You can see AirCougar swinging away at the auto attacks. Brochacho needs to be very careful. He's not very healthy. Very low.
Risking to stick around here, but it's actually keeping Eager at bay on bringing down this tier 1 tower here. They're not going to find it this time. And the bad news is Eager went to the right-hand side looking for the speed buff, which isn't even available yet.
And it's just spawned. It will be stolen away. Chapo burns his ult. And now he's going to rotate left, rotate back right, and find, unfortunately, he's going to be a little bit slower in the jungle for the next few minutes.
They will get to the right-hand side, don't put some pressure on there. Uzzy does have a teleport still. He won't want to use it, though, to get over to that right-hand side, though. But luckily enough, Eager not going to overdo it. Just going to push the wave in, head back to base, and spend up that gold they won from the last engagement.
And SoaR from now on are probably going to play pretty defensive. You can actually see just the experience lead. Chapo does hit level 12, but he was a couple levels down, and Dwurst has a couple levels over Uzzy. They have a phenomenal team fight, right? Thor, Amaterasu, Scylla, Bacchus, Hoi, like their team fight, their 5v5 is absolutely incredible, but they don't want to get whittled away into a point where they're behind, 10,000 gold.
They don't. Delta Marine in mid lane for me is really standing out for Eager this game. Having a very good game on the Raijin. His position's been pretty good, and he's managed to escape danger multiple times with various amounts of health, honestly, but that's really all he needs to do is just survive. Talking about surviving the Gold Fury, he may not survive much longer, but I think SoaR recognized something's up.
You see Gold Fury was reset ever so slightly. Jellly trying to get an idea of where KeegsMate is, but it is going to be Myflin finding him in the jungle here. And the rain comes out. Delta Marine with the drums. They're going to help secure the Gold Fury. And Eager starting to look real good in game 2. 3K ahead.
Got a really good lead. Nobody from SoaR was really in a defensive position to try and help. Uzzy was looking at making a rotation over. Now goes back to solo lane. And Myflin on the Cabrakan starting to find form here. 2-0 and 3.
But he's guarded the sprint, not the blink, so he doesn't want to instantly close the gap. Just wants to make sure his team, he has that team. It's going to be worse for him in individually, but having the sprint for your team, so potent.
Well, it actually helps him on escape a little bit more. If you get into an engagement, you can't blink away. There's no combat blink. It's only sprint that can really get you out of a dangerous situation. So it's a little bit more defensive option, but not as aggressive.
And now it seems like Eager going to go back to farming their own jungle, and counter wards coming out for aggro and Brochacho here.
Yeah, aggro in the mid lane, working on the Book of Thoth, so that's completed now. More than likely going to get some extra penetration to go along with that next. Meanwhile, his lane opponent, Del Marine, has that Doom Orb stacking 29 stacks so far, so it will be fully stacked in about 2 or 3 more waves.
This is actually interesting coming out from Eager. All their deaths are onto Jellly once again. That breastplate of valor, man.
But this
it's
time
so
round,
dangerous.
This time round, though, if Jellly's getting all the deaths and the rest of his team's carrying,
no, it's fine.
Kills,
it's fine because they're winning overall.
Yeah. Focusing the support, but not getting picked apart so far. Uzzy, though, is starting to find pace. He is 1-3, though. Got focused early game from the jungler Myflin here, but now he's starting to hit that sort of build now where he's going to be very difficult to kill and a very big nuisance in the backline.
Look at this, too. Myflin taking a rotation over the left-hand side. No wards online for SoaR. They may not know this is happening, but Myflin is going to run into 4 players if he keeps going into the jungle.
And AirCougar's overextended here, too, but they're not going to find it. They're actually looking for the pressure
read.
on Keegs. The ult is perfectly placed there, actually. Root off the mark a little bit, but the Tremors, pretty good ricochet to stop the Tremors was fantastic. Now Chapo is here to turn it around. KeegsMate, he's got some great pressure on. Zone control from the team. I'm a Monster popped earlier. I'm a Monster off the mark from aggro. As AirCougar now pressured away with the purification. Uzzy's rotation is allowing Dwurst to actually go and invade the speed buff. Meanwhile, Delta Marine is taking a tier 1 tower mid. It's all coming up good for Eager.
That was really good for both teams, honestly. Eager look for a gank on a KeegsMate. Unfortunately, though, AirCougar can't connect the route that would have guaranteed the kill. And then Myflin able to escape SoaR's rotation. They put all 5 members over there. And honestly, aggro, not waiting for anyone to help CC Myflin. He's able to sneak out right underneath the I'm a Monster, walk away, which resulted in that tier 1 in mid and the speed buff stolen away.
Yeah, tier 1 in mid, tier 1 in right, speed buff stolen away, and Uzzy's here like, oh great, that rotation did not pay off for me at all. Aggro, though, trying to make something happen on Dwurst potentially, but he's going to get hit by a Will Weaver after the Tiger form, and Marine's going in for him too. Aggro's in a lot of trouble and has to Sanctuary as well. The last tick hits of the ultimate as Dwurst dunks down for the pickup.
And look at this, Chapo trying to get into this team fight, but Jellly just on complete zone duty. Delta Marine very low, purifies it. Jellly doing a fantastic job of peeling, but he can't peel the hammer from over the wall. Myflin finishes off Chapo before he can get to this guy, thankfully for Eager, as they throw Uzzy back into the team fight here.
Uzzy at half mana. Instead, they're going to focus on Brochacho, who's going to leap away to safety, but creates the room for Uzzy to potentially escape from the jungle gang that was coming through. Keegs versus AirCougar. Doesn't find the ricochet off the wall he was after. Still leaping in. No mark of the Crow online, though, for the knock-up, and Keegs still trying to chase down Cougar, who's trying to do his best to turn this around, finds the backflip, and that'll be all she wrote. I'm
a little bit surprised that AirCougar didn't elect to take that fight. He was half an item up. He's got 2 levels. Obviously, you are fighting into the mark, but just trying to play it safe. Honestly, his team is winning. There's no reason to let KeegsMate get back into the game. Uzzy going to try and defend this as he's stunned down inside of Trimmers. Knocked back into Trimmers. There's the meditation, but he's just getting body blocked.
I'm a monster, though, and the knockup was big onto Dwurst, and that allows Brochacho to pick up the kill. The tower's still standing. Eager overcommitted now because instead of going for the tower, they went for the kill, and now they're under pressure themselves.
Jellly, nowhere to go. He's going to be rooted out. I believe he popped meditation. No, a little bit too late, and he's going to fall as well. And
could have just taken the tower, man.
SoaR getting back into the game. I mean, it's weird. I was surprised that the tower didn't fall much earlier because we watched left-hand side for quite some time there. It seemed like Eager was I don't know if they were looking for kills earlier or what was happening, but that tower didn't fall as fast as they had expected, and the respawns, they were good for SoaR.
And now because of that SoaR, they can invade the enemy jungle here. Blue buff's available, as is the enemy speed buff if they notice it on this rotation.
They'll check.
I think they would have headed there already if they would have seen it. So they think the blue's up, they're going to get that one. They won't check. Instead, they're going to pressure tier 1 tower on the right and respond with a tower of their own.
They're just looking for guaranteed farm right now. They don't want to pull an Eager and just go a little bit too aggressive trying to force stuff. Instead, they take the free blue, the free tower. We see Chapo get farm in mid. KeegsMate has been able to get a ton of solo farm as well, and it's only a 4K lead now for Eager.
Oh, I mean, we said Eager overly aggressive a bit of too much, but I think what it was they should have gone for the tower, not the kill. That's all they had to do against Uzzy. It was only Uzzy there to defend.
They did put a lot of pressure on him. They tried really hard.
And they'd already used the ult. They used the ult from Myflin as well for defense to try and create a zone and then try to kill him anyway. It was like very strange, and that allowed SoaR a way back into this. They've closed the gold lead to 3,000 right about now, 69 at 19 minutes in. Chapo will get his own speed as though Eager, they are after the Gold Fury again, and once again, KeegsMate is here for trying to defend.
Jellly and Myflin on zone duty, but Myflin in a little bit of trouble. He's going to purify, so the jump won't connect. And now Uzzy to the back line. Here comes one hit. Here comes two hit. Trying to get the silence, but he switched targets. Jellly in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have the health to sustain. Level 12. One more hit from Keegs. Should find it, but it's over the wall. Aggro, and he reset his ult.
He resets his ult, but where can he find another one? Because he's on his own right now. Sanctuary comes out from Marine, but Aggro is out of the danger zone for now. He's going to join the Jumps of War and does so. Aggro gets the kill with a crush, but still being chased down by Dwurst.
Bye-bye, Aggro. I mean, he's going to try and get out, but the Master's Will going to find the last hit. Keegs, though, in a good spot to try and turn on Dwurst, but he's still got his ult up. World Weaver to help him get out. And it doesn't look like either team's going to be able to force the Gold Fury. Left-hand side, though, Myflin's rotated back in.
They could be really in a prime opportunity to get the Gold Fury here. So they're going to look for the pick on Myflin, who's just trying to juke around, find a stun, buying as much time as possible. But Dwurst needs to go back to base now, I think. And he can teleport back in if he wants to. But SoaR, they're going to go for the gold.
And you can see AirCougar electing the split push as Dwurst heads right back over to the solo lane, just trying to get farm. They still have a lead, right? Eager still have a lead. This should neutralize it to where it's going to be an even game. So instead of trying to contest and potentially losing a couple more members and towers off of that, they'll just take the guaranteed farm.
And they will actually seal away the blue buff on the right-hand side as well from AirCougar there. He did push in mid-wave one more time, but you can see SoaR very quickly groups up together here and continue things. So SoaR closed the gold gap to just around 1,100 now at the moment. And that will all come back to that tier 2 tower play for me, because that's where it all just spurred from.
I mean, it's you know, kind of been a snowball since then, and now I think, honestly, it's Jelly's early game build and his positioning. The same thing happened in game 1. Now, he's picked up the bulwark, he has Shell and Meditation, so he's going to be much safer now, and that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But because he got picked off so much earlier, even though Eager had a lead, he was losing in experience to Brochacho, who was able to stay much stronger and honestly stay alive in these fights much longer.
Not necessarily the experience, but the gold lead between the two is 1,000 difference between those two support players right now. The experience marginally, not really too much of an impact between the two. But level 20 for Dwurst on the side of Eager, and the Sun Wukong is trying to make an impact as this game is starting to become even once more, as Eager held a very strong lead at one stage of this game.
And even though Jelly's you know, kind of getting picked off and he is behind in levels, you look over at the solo lane and Dwurst just has this massive lead on Uzzy, and he's just been so much more potent in the team fights. Right now, topping the damage charts, though it looks like KeegsMate took it back from him a little bit, but the later this game goes, the better Amaterasu gets.
Myflin going aggressive again. Now we're going to be engaged on, because Uzzy's made a rotation too. Myflin's going to bravely run away, going to drop the ultimate to try and defend, and actually avoids the stun from Uzzy because he turned on himself. Drums of War as well from Delta Marine to try and keep Myflin alive. Myflin's still running away, but now it's AirCougar in a worse spot, because Keegs has found him and pinned him in a corner. The shells dropped by Jellly. I'm a Monster connects over the top two onto AirCougar, and that's the end of him. The team of Eager trying to support their teammates in trouble are dying themselves because of it.
Keegs still alive somehow. Dwurst goes up into the somersault cloud here. He's going to take to the sky as well. Comes the knockdown. Master's Will does finish off Chapo. One more hit. Dwurst is actually turning this fight back into Eager's favor a little bit. Myflin walks in very low and just dies.
Just ate a whole big burst of a damage from aggro there from that crush as well.
I hate this.
Just picked him up.
Brochacho.
Which I hate.
He's faster because he's gone into Traveler shoes, and he keeps getting out and then back into Uzzy's aura.
Because you had the bing,
Bing, bing, bing, bing, bing, bing, bing. It's like pinball.
Okay. Well, so we'll get a tier 1 tower mid lane now. Let's go to the graphs, and you'll see that I believe SoaR should take the gold lead here. I think.
Ever
if
so
this
slightly.
goes down.
No, Eager still holding it, just barely.
Just
But the
about,
tower gonna need. I mean, this is right. We're 23 minutes into the game. There's 2,000 experience, 500 gold separating the teams. It is a dead even game. There is no lead right now for either squad.
And the experience, you can see the difference between these. Actually, solo laners and supports are the big difference makers here. Mid laners are even, as are the hunters as well. So that's all it's really come down to.
And you could see just the item advantage right now. A Spirit's Robe as well as 2 pretty heavy health items. Jellly only level 13, 0, 6, and 6. And just being so far behind, he can't really sustain in these fights. He needs to try and close the gap in levels in the next few minutes. Otherwise, I mean, SoaR are just going to continue to focus him in the beginning of fights.
On that last little fight where we saw the tier 1 tower mid 4 was all down to Myflin, who was very aggressive on the left-hand side here, looking for potential gank, I feel, on to KeegsMate in the duo lane. Gets picked off, runs away bravely, gets away from the danger, but lures his team into helping him out, and then they end up all dying because of it.
Fakes.
Luckily, he turned around from Dwurst, kept him in this game.
Chapo there, in a little bit of trouble, but he does get in the aura, and Brochacho in the back going to find 3 members of Tux. Get it, here comes I'm a Monster.
Connects with Myflin, but it's not a reset available. Marine under pressure, forced to crash away. Dwurst doing what he can with the Oxform as Chapo goes to the sky.
Is he going to do it? There's no way he's going to do it. He does it! Under Phoenix, looking for Delta Marine, and he's got a short hammer, trying to stay alive. There is the rift, but there's a reason I said there's no way he's going to do it.
But what he does do is create an opportunity for the rest of his team to take a tier 2 tower. Everybody was busy dealing with Chapo on the backlines that the team of SoaR get an objective out of it. The tier 2 tower falls, and now they take the gold lead for the first time in forever in this game.
You know, that's a stylistic play from Chapo. I said it out loud that there's no way he's going to do it, but in my head, I knew he was going to do it. It's Chapo.
But the thing is, the rest of his team knew he was going to do it too, which meant that they knew what to do in response to that, and that's find objectives. This is a good call. But they are against a team that has very, very good defense at Fire Giants. They have a Bacchus, they have a Scylla, they have a Ho-Yi.
And they know, too. You can see the rotation coming in. Myflin trying to zone, but it's not going to be enough. The Tremors are solid. Fire Giant, it's very low. The damage trying to secure it.
Crush, and it goes the way of SoaR Gaming. The crush was good from Aggro, I believe, to secure that one. And Uzzy's actually going to pick up Delta Marine off that too. Wally's good, however, coming out from Myflin, which is creating such an awkward position to try and get away from the Tremors that are coming out. But Keegs finally picks up Myflin as well as Jellly returns it to Brochacho. Aggro takes out one as Chapo goes to the sky looking for Dwurst.
Dwurst, there's no way he's getting out of this. He has no mana. It doesn't matter if Chapo misses. It's going to be KeegsMate with the last auto, and now that's 4 dead right now on the side. Honestly, I'm not going to say SoaR could win, but there's a good chance they could win.
They could potentially. I mean, they've got Fire Giant. They've got no towers to take in mid lane. Just a Phoenix.
They want it.
Cougar.
This could be dangerous though
for the next 15 seconds. They can get it to the Phoenix. They can't.
There's 3 towers and a Gold Fury up here. The question is, does SoaR look to take this Phoenix and try and end?
No.
There's 9 seconds left on most members, so they are going to back off. They're going to take the safe guaranteed gold and now have a real lead.
Real leaders available for SoaR, and I love the idea to go for the tier 2 tower. No, not go for the end and try and make a mistake and give your team an opportunity back in, because that's what Eager's done multiple times in this set. They've given a way in for SoaR, at least in game 2, to allow SoaR to now be in the lead.
And now 16-4 in the kills, a slight gold lead for SoaR. It's about 5,000 as the last items of each build are starting to come online. You can see KeegsMate looking for some crit. Could be Rage, could be Deathbringer, could even be Wind Demon. No, it actually can't be. That's the wrong tree.
Can't be Wind Demon.
I think crit, and it used to be all in the same tree. Now it's not, okay?
Well, Aggro's going to get the most important buff in the game to a mid lane mage, and that is the red buff. It's more powerful than a Fire Giant for a mage, if you didn't know. Everybody at home, you want your red buff more than a Fire Giant. So if your team tells you to go and do Fire Giant, you're like, no, I want my red buff.
Unless you have no magical power in your build.
Okay.
Then it's really weird.
But on Bacchus, it's still good. I'm just
honestly, yeah.
It's still
Bacchus
good on Bacchus. So now, because of all the towers being down in middle Phoenix, they can swing around to the left as a whole team and look for the tier 1 tower. Delta Marine, the only one here to defend for now, and I'm pretty sure when he sees that army marching towards him, he's going to relinquish control of the tier 1 tower. Will we see a defense out of Eager at tier 2, though?
I don't know if you intended to do this, but Delta Marine old's name was Unrelinquished.
I know.
Okay.
I'm smart.
I'm just trying to make sure. Left-hand side, tier
funny
1.
Me.
Dead, tier 2 big.
No
one got that but me. I just want you to know.
I don't need puppets or bears.
I just want you to know I was the only one who got that. Not a single chatter got it.
Does fall. ElAggro does not go for the defense there, but they will have to defend the Phoenixes at the last line of defense at 27 minutes in. They've got a good composition for defense though, with the Neith, with Jellly to force somebody into an awkward position, and Myflin to isolate them there. ElAggro could hold this, but it's not an easy ask.
For me, it's all about Delta Marine. His positioning is going to be incredibly important in this fight. You can see trying to finish some builds, but Jelly's done.
Jelly's already done. Myflin trying to force back and get some pressure onto Chapo, who just turns around and whacks him in the face. Brochacho took a free poke, though, from the Phoenix.
Raijin.
As the drums of war are sounded, they get some good poke off, but it's not enough for a kill.
And Brochacho, though, in a little bit of trouble, up close by himself. Sun's come down, but it's not enough to finish off Dwurst. It's a 1-for-1. Here he comes. The reset not going to happen. Aggro taking so much burst from Delta Marine.
Cougar did so well to just keep poking Keegs in the face. Cougar gets a triple kill, and now they're going to turn this around. Uzzy's going to run for his life. He's the only one alive. There's an opportunity now for ElAggro to push down and get some of these tier 2 towers back. Cougar picked up the kill on Keegs, just autoing him in the face, and Keegs was ignoring him as he took all the free poke.
Did he actually just sit there and ignore him?
Well, he was looking at other targets, and he was just getting punched in the face by Cougar's Neith.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Neith, the whole thing is, oh, she's not as strong late game as other hunters, but I mean, if you're taking multiple autos to the face, you're going to fall, right? The Chin's online, the Rage online, look at his last item, Titan's Bane there, but I mean, if Keegs is just taking free poke, he's going to pay for it there. And the Raijin, looking for aggro in the back line. He missed his I'm a Monster, and then just the Raiju into the Thunder Crash did so much burst. Aggro could not survive.
It was the strangest composition of a fight there, because it was actually Saw that get first kill in the fight. They killed Jellly, and then the next minute, Brochacho. Sorry, then we see the Delta Marine ultimate. That was done. They had the ultimate of Raijin done, and then all of a sudden they lost the fight.
And I think that was just a mistake from SoaR trying to force stuff a little bit too much and Cougar's in trouble.
Oh, he's in a lot of trouble, because there's a donkey from Chapo as well to zone Cougar into an awkward spot. But the ult from Uzzy is off the mark again with the stun. Can't find the stun connection. And now Dwurst going to return damage onto Chapo with the support of Delta Marine. He's going to jump away. Jellly creating a zone, and Uzzy still wanting to be aggressive, not going to find anything.
It's going to be a reset there for SoaR. 2 members poked pretty low, so they're going to want to go back to base. And it's going to be Fire Giant here spawning in a minute. Aggro going to get his red buff, speed buff going to be spawning as well, and that's going to be the next point of contention for both teams. About a slight lead for SoaR, about 4,000, but I mean, everyone's looking at their full build almost.
This game could go either way. I was going to say Game of Throws, because both teams have been making mistakes that have allowed the other team to get back into it over and over again. ElAggro there get tier 2 tower in mid. They managed to get the Phoenix to respawn, all because of the way SoaR engaged at the left-hand Phoenix. Now they've got an opportunity again at the Fire Giant to even things up or even take the lead back away from SoaR.
And you can see the buffs have been picked up there. Red buff on the left-hand side still available. Myflin going to grab his speed. And I think they were starting it earlier. I think they got scared off a little bit once they saw the Fire Giant respawn.
Well, they know the speed buff's being done at the moment as they all ching around together. Clear out wards and keep control. Myflin will be the furthest forward on that Cabrakan. And to be fair, the Cabrakan is the best Cabrakan I've seen so far today. He's had a very good game and he's doing good poke. But as I say that, I just gave him the caster's curses. He's now being focused down a little bit. But the rotation from ElAggro will create a zone to get him out of that.
Burns Purification and Sprint there, unfortunately. So Myflin going to be without relics if the fight breaks out in 2 minutes. And it looks like this is like SoaR can't really force this, right? They need to force a fight. They can't be looking to force the Fire Giant.
And they see the force fight coming out there, because Chapo going aggressive on Cougar, but 8 more damage than he gave out. Unfortunately, didn't find the wall either. Still trying to create a zone and trying to bait people in. But ElAggro, they're not the same team as game 1 here. They know the bait is going on. They can see the Fire Giant clearly not being done. And ElAggro just happy to just sit back and wait for now.
And I like this. Both teams are playing this appropriately. SoaR trying to look for an engagement, and ElAggro trying to not get engaged on there.
But Chacho goes in, misses the belly flop, and could have been in an awkward spot. They don't want to engage on him, though, do ElAggro. And in the end, it's Uzzy to reflect some damage back to Dwurst. But as a tank, he's not going to be too worried. It's just a standoff between the two teams.
And SoaR don't even want to risk pulling Fire Giant. They don't want to take any potential poke here. And now it's going to be the wall, maybe, but off the mark. Trying to keep Myflin or Dwurst there on the other side.
I think he's just going to take one hit ability more than not, because the belly flop's missed, the walls have missed. One of those connects. We will see a forced fight from both teams, I feel. Myflin will be the engagement most of the time from ElAggro here, more often than not. Jellly seems to be sat back on peel a lot in this sort of play style that we've seen come out of him in game 2.
I think Aggro could finish his Ratatouille. You could see him backing in the middle of the Fire Giant pit, but he was a little bit worried that someone would have vision on him, so instead loops around the corner. There it is. Enough money to sell the Soul Stone and finish off Ratatouille, so a massive power spike
really
coming out for the Scylla. The
Especially
rest off is going to fall off, but still.
Especially because he's got Soul Reaver as well, so that's a lot of burst available with a fully stacked Book of Thoth available to him as well. You can see both the mages pretty much one item away from completed builds here, and then we'll see fireworks from those mid laners.
And it looks like SoaR's given up on even trying to force the fight there at the Fire Giant pit. Maybe just waiting for Scylla, though. Chapo going to get the free farm in the mid lane. He's still working on his Spirit's Robe for last... Oh, no, he has Spirit's Robe, so Mantle of Discord for his last item, and just full penetration and full survivability for him. Just that frontline bruiser, do as much damage with my abilities as I can, and then get out.
But now they know exactly where everybody is right now, and SoaR going to group up once again at the Fire Giant. Bacchus on the way back. ElAggro finishes items off here. Got a few more wards to place down to make sure he gets control, but Eager, they've had an opportunity too to get some wards down. You can see them throwing them down in the Fire Giant pit. Going to contest. Stun onto Uzzy is good. Half health in him already. He's going to need a trip back to base unless he wants to sustain with his aura.
That wasn't worth it all. I don't know if Myflin was looking to find a pick, but at the very least he was looking to bait Uzzy in to get poke off. Forced to burn his sprint, however, and Uzzy's just going to be able to stand this back up.
Oh, and now the swing round because Chacho's around the back here. They're looking for Myflin. The ricochet's on the point. Now they're going to turn it around, but he's very tanky as the Suns come down to zone away the team. Still Myflin in trouble as Chapo goes into the sky. Uzzy looking for the pickup, not going to find it. Chapo will seal the deal with the ultimate dunking down. Delta Marine going to pressure out Uzzy as a double tap on Cougar's face. Annihilates his health pool. Now we're going to see KeegsMate trying to run away, and he won't get away far because the Thunder Crash and the drums are here.
And Uzzy in a little bit of trouble for Chacho too, and Uzzy flung back into the team, lined up for the Spirit Arrow, and it's going to connect. Uzzy, one more hit over the wall. You can see Aggro trying to hit that I'm a Monster. It connects, but it's not enough damage to reset or kill anyone. And Eager
made for Myflin, and now Eager, they have the power play because of that SoaR. Still trying to defend. No, they're getting aggressed on by multiple members. Eager want the tier 2 tower, it seems, is their choice here. Cougar going to try and poke it down, but the rest of the team not really deciding what they want to do. They found a speed buff in the jungle right now, so they're trying to find some sort of win.
One of the biggest problems for SoaR right now is
they're caught out of position.
Jellly's got speed.
Jellly could get collapsed.
Jellly has speed.
He's going to get hit by the wall. Sicken was off the mark, though, which means he should get away as Chacho engages onto Delta Marine.
AirCougar doing a good amount of damage in the backline to Aggro, finishes him off, and I think I heard Chapo take to the sky. Is all is back up, and he's going to find Jellly, looking for the last hit. It's enough. There comes the teleport, trying to cancel out the Berserker's Barrage, but another one hit onto Chapo.
And bro Chacho trying to keep Cougar busy and stop him chasing down. Dwurst will give chase to Chapo, who's leading him on a merry goose chase around the corner so he can jump to a hammer and get away through the Fire Giant pit. A messy fight from both teams because Eager got split. And SoaR didn't recognize it.
And I think this is just how close this game is and how kind of mistimed everyone is on their backs, just because some people are forced back early, that you are getting in these awkward situations where, you force someone out, 20 seconds ago, but they've already come back at full health, and you're getting picked trying to force the fight thinking they're dead or something. So multiple mistakes from both teams there. And KeegsMate, for me, he needs to pay a little bit more attention, be a little bit more aware in the fight. You took note of it over on the left-hand side, just getting autoed by AirCougar. In that fight as well, he's pushed up by himself. He got picked off at the beginning of the engagement.
Well, after the little fight subside, there's a gold lead of 4,000 to SoaR. They've got Fire Giant control, but with Dwurst and Myflin turning up, and Dwurst with that Medjai's bubble as well, well, he does get bursted straight away as a Will Weaver comes out onto KeegsMate in response. But it's not going to be all doom and gloom, because like we said, SoaR will control Gold Fury pit, Fire Giant pit for a second.
And Keegs just going to be heal up. He's going to get the blue buff. He doesn't need the mana, just looking for that extra CDR, 10%, so his abilities are off cooldown as much as possible.
Well, they're engaging on Myflin again, and this time round, Myflin's in a lot of trouble with a little less support. Sprint has been popped to get away. Uzzy trying to give chase with the ultimate, not going to find it, however, but control of the Fire Giant is still in SoaR's favor as Aggro is on zone duty with Chapo here clearing out wards.
And Chapo going to find the double tap on a Jellly here. Chacho sitting in the front line as well, Uzzy, but it's a bait for the fight. Dwurst knocked up here, intoxicated as well, and he's going to hit the Ox.
Not going to kill him, not enough to kill him. Delta Marine on the left-hand side, though, going to get a bit of poke damage out with Raijin there. And now Jellly has to use the ultimate once again. This is going to force a reset from both teams one more time, but the teleport on the back left is coming out from Dwurst as well. And now he's Eager looking to potentially aggress, and they're looking for Aggro. The drums have war been sounded. The Sanctuary has been used. The taunt was perfectly placed there from Delta Marine, and he will pick up Aggro's life.
And now Eager have a power play once again, the man advantage. And it seems to be both teams. The biggest problem with this is just they've both been focusing on the supports because they're the ones in the front trying to find the kills, but they're unable to do it. The fights have been reset.
Fire Giant low again. Eager in control of the pit. SoaR trying to get in
They're
there
committing.
one more time. Looking to steal it away. This time round, though, Eager get the fire giant, but can they get out of the fight as Chapo is in the sky?
He's looking for someone here, and it's going to be Delta Marie in the back. That's the mage. He wants to take care of him. Meanwhile, KeegsMate isolated on the bottom. Nothing to do. There's the teleport, and Chapo finds one. Looking for a second there, and it's going to be Brochacho with 2.
Good flop, but Chapo still in trouble, surrounded. The tremors are going to come through,
How
but
does he get
Chapo
out?
gets out over the wall. Uzzy now being focused down the world. We've even channeled on his face there.
Oh, he
but
doesn't
still,
get out.
Dwurst still chasing down Chapo. No mana available. He's just trying to run for his life. He will get run down eventually. As soon as the Jingle Bang's available, the life is secured, and Eager can look for the tier 2 tower now. And Uzzy.
Oh, just shy. That movement speed from Uzzy. Way too powerful. Tier 2 on the right-hand side. It's going to fall Brochacho. Going to be taking a trip back to base 2. 3 dead. Now only 2 as Aggro, who got picked off at the start of that fight, is back alive. But it's going to be the Phoenix pressured out here by Eager. All 4 members.
4 members here. There's only 1 member dead at the moment. That is Delta Marie.
Myflin has ult.
Not really needed for this, but Phoenix is taking a long time to bring down as Uzzy goes in, finds Cougar on the back, forcing Aggro back though is Myflin at the same time, and Cougar now has to deal with Uzzy, and Uzzy focused on, but there's a good ult from Brochacho to slow them all down with the knockup. Uzzy still surrounded those tremors, making it hard work to get away, but Aggro picks up Cougar. A Monster does not connect for the second kill, however, though, and they're still pushing him back, SoaR, and only 1 Phoenix falls.
I don't know how this game ends, but Myflin is going to be knocking himself for not finishing off Aggro. He had his ultimate. It was enough damage to finish him off, but instead electing to use the trimmers, not assuming, I guess, Aggro having his escape right there. Still, though, Aggro coming big in the fight after surviving that burst and making sure to keep Eager off of their Phoenixes. They only got 1.
A very entertaining game, but a very, very messy one. Both these teams will have a lot to look back at the start of the season on and go, listen, we need to correct these issues. Thank goodness this is week 1, because we can correct the mistakes we can clearly see in our play.
And I think this is just kind of the fact that these teams are so good that they're starting to get sloppy, looking to force the end. Both in Game 1 and Game 2, the first 15 minutes were nearly perfect for both squads.
It's target focused that seems to be some of it as well. Like we see them going on Myflin, the Cabrakan try to burst him and not finding the kill and then getting turned on.
And now here, 22 to 25 in kills though. And it doesn't seem like a single kill leads to, you know, just snowball team fight. Even if it's 5v4s, like the 4 have been able to hold.
This is now next team fight wins. That's the stage we've got to now. With full builds like this, if you win a big team fight and your hunters stay alive, they can pretty much end this game on their own. Weaken Phoenix in mid lane for Eager. Meanwhile, right hand side Phoenix is down for SoaR. There's definitely potential for both teams to end this game. And when this final tower falls, well, the Titans are going to be the same health.
It's just going to be, yeah, it's just going to be who can win a team fight and who can win it cleanly. Because there hasn't been a single clean team fight in 20 minutes from either squad. We've seen members fall every single engagement here, but it looks like Eager, they've been getting kind of the better of it in the past couple minutes.
Since they lost that last fire giant, they now have this one, and good use of the wall there just to remove the Magi's Blessing coming out. Make sure you remove that bubble before Dwurst can actually make it a big impact for it, but they really want this left-hand Phoenix, as the right-hand Phoenix is also being pressured once again by fire minions here. This is a big opportunity for Eager.
Myflin sitting on the side there wants to go in, and he's actually going to turn his attention to Brochacho, but he's going to stun him out. And as the minions rain there in the mid and the left-hand side, it's going to be fire minions into the base here. Jellly finds a pluck onto Uzzy, but it's the front line.
But Brochacho at the same time gets a big belly flop off. Delta Marine picks up Uzzy as Chapo gets bursted down by him as well on the jump to wall. A Monster hits Cougar, who was looking the wrong way. And now Myflin has to pressure Brochacho away. A Monster off the mark as Dwurst pins him in. Sentinel to the backside though. Brochacho escapes too. 3 members grouped up and the crush is on the mark, but only hitting Myflin. Dwurst trying to create his zone as Delta Marine picks up Keegs.
And now Brochacho under Phoenix, just trying to stay alive. 1 more hit, but the Phoenix will dissuade Dwurst, and it's going to be a reset once again. But in the meantime, fire minions were raining down to the Titan. It's already under half life, and now the Phoenix on the left-hand side falls as well. Double tap connects, but it's not going to be enough damage to finish off Dwurst. And Myflin just trying to get out now, but he might have overstayed his welcome. The rest of his team have already left. They're past where the tier 2s used to be, and he's still stuck there.
Crush comes down. Berserker Barrage for the kill. Chapo credited with it. 2 Phoenixes down. Titan half health, and Team Eager, they limp back to base after losing 3 members, and the respawn time on Myflin is 60 seconds here, so there's a chance for SoaR to be an aggressive 4v5 in a minute, and they can actually look at taking a Phoenix back themselves.
He's still going to be dead for 20 though, so it's going to be hard. I imagine
they're just going to hold out though. I mean, Fire Giant's going to be up, and Keegs will be there 20 seconds before.
That's possible.
Myflin can get there as well. Keep an eye on that as this goes on. Gold Fury available. Chacho just pushing out left-hand side. They've got to deal with 5 minions from 2 lanes now. 27 to 25. Gold lead of only 2,000 in favor of Eager. Gold does not matter. Experience does not matter. Shot calling, objective focus, kills. That's what's going to matter at this stage.
And now, 42 minutes in. I mean, it's been back. No one has been able to win a clean fight. Even in that last engagement, Jellly plucks Uzzy. Uzzy deleted. But before he's deleted, Jelly's deleted. His escape was down. The crush from Scylla. It's all about the Raijin. It's all about the Scylla. If one team can find the first blood in engagement on the other mage, I think they're just going to snowball the win.
Wall and pluck off the mark. Flop comes in from Brochacho, but now that's down. Keegs, though, isolates Cougar, and Cougar's in trouble. The Suns will rain down. KeegsMate takes out Cougar. Delta Marine is diving in deep with the drums of war, trying to pick up aggro. Not going to find it, and now Delta Marine is surrounded and alone. There comes Jellly with a speedy tail whip to support him, but it's not enough to get him out. It was actually Dwurst, and now Dwurst is isolated. He's got to jump on his Sun Cloud to get away. Myflin has now respawned too, as Chapo goes looking for Jellly.
Oh.
The damage dealers of Eager are dead.
Chapo's ult does enough damage to put Jellly under the Mantle of Discord threshold, and it gets stunned right off his ult there. And Aggro just going to be defending against these fire minions, but it looks like SoaR finally able to gain control of the game. 2 members dead. They have 4 members, excuse me, with Brochacho surging up, looking for this right-hand side Phoenix.
Well, 3 on 3 will be the defense because Dwurst is on his way back too. 4 members now here. They're looking for the middle Phoenix, which is the weakened one. And Chapo going to tank it up to begin with. But there's Dwurst. There's Myflin looking for the ult, but the wall came down in time. The ult off the mark, and Myflin takes poke to half health. Jellly isolated because of that wall. The Phoenix is still alive, however, as they're still trying to bring it down.
And there's the meditation pop just to keep everyone healthy. But they don't know. They're whiffing on the calls. It doesn't seem like SoaR. They're making clear, concise choices right now. Jellly, though, very low. And it's going to be Uzzy to find the last hit. Now the Phoenix going to be targeted 1 more hit. And finally, SoaR combined. They find the kill, they find the Phoenix, and they pop away. Sprint, just trying to get out.
Yeah, they limp away because they know they've got 60 seconds without Jellly being on the map here. Jelly Bean, do you get that? I meant Jelly being. Never mind. However, Fire Giant is still available for them to take here for SoaR now. And in a 4v5, this is an opportunity. If they can get this, the next Phoenixes, they have an option to get them. And their Phoenixes are respawning themselves.
And I like what SoaR's doing right now. Left-hand side, it's just going to be Brochacho farming it up. They also have the TP for him, so he can clear the wave, make sure there's going to be no more fire waves, and then teleport over to the Fire Giant for that man advantage with Jellly still down for 25 seconds.
Eager 1-0 down after SoaR took game 1 in a very dominant fashion, to be fair.
17-1 in kills.
Eager have not been defeated by SoaR before, but this could be an opportunity as the Fire Giant is now being looked at. Brochacho on zone duty, trying to keep Dwurst busy, who's clearing out wards. Marine is in support with the drums of war. Those Tycoon drums can burst a Fire Giant from range if he can steal it. This will be what they're looking for.
Chapo
on the zone, but Chapo is on Delta Marine, and Delta Marine has to pop the drums. He's looking for the steal. The crush comes out, and Chacho gets the kill. And a monster comes out to secure the Fire Giant, but it goes the way of Eager.
Somehow they steal it, and now Myflin in the backline going to take out Aggro. And Eager, they're climbing back into this one. I mean,
serious?
It's been back and forth anyway, but...
Dwurst got it with the Wrath. Dwurst got it with the Wrath.
1,000 damage there. You could actually see Aggro. He was ulting. He 180'd his camera trying to secure it, but the Wrath was a little bit too fast for him. And now, surging forward, it's going to be Eager. There's 2 weakened Phoenixes, one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, and they're all grouped up. They're only missing 1 member, that's Delta Marine, so it is their mage. It is their powerhouse damage.
So I like the idea of clearing out that 5 minion wave in mid lane first of all, because otherwise that Titan was under pressure from minions pouring in from there. However, those minions will die to the Titan will still stand. Left-hand side Phoenix has literally just respawned, so Eager can look for it, but they're hanging around a little bit, clearing out buffs here. I think they're a little bit too scared to go in without Delta Marine being with them.
I think this is a pretty smart decision, because with that Phoenix in the mid lane, you could actually see their Titan. It was able to kill out the minions, but it was
now they're trying to stop them from backing, and Chapo's going to go in looking for Myflin. Wall is good. Not the great position, but the follow-up from Brochacho is better. The wall is dropped. They're looking for Myflin. Jellly and Dwurst are the only defenders here to try and help them out because the damage dealers are in base.
And now Sprint has popped early, but it doesn't seem like either team wants to force anything just yet. There's the stun coming out, and Dwurst in a little bit of trouble. He does have his ultimate, and he's actually just going to Eagle form away. Raijin was clearing out those fire minions in the middle. And now Eager, with their mage respawn, it looks like they're going to be pushing.
So now they're going to have to reset again, so head back to base. You can see Brochacho is out of mana on the Bacchus too. Chapo heads back as well. His ultimate's down for a few more seconds, I'd say, at the moment. So just keep an eye on him. They have to defend the Phoenixes. They're both weakened on left and right, and the Fire Giant still on 4 members of Team Eager.
Still, though, the burst is real for Scylla, and that Fire Giant, it can heal up and it can do extra damage, but it can't keep you alive against an I'm a Monster one-shot. And that's, I really think the mages are the important factors here. If both die early in the fight or both are forced out, it could go either way. But if one dies and the other is left to free cast, that's the team that's going to win this game. Well, that's the team that's going to take game 2.
Eager trying to split the difference here. Send a few to the left and a few to mid lane. Cougar trying to poke down the Phoenix here. Uzzy trying to zone him away. Sun's a drop prematurely there by KeegsMate. As in mid lane, we've got an aggression from Myflin as well going on. I'm a Monster connects, but the Sun Cloud is there. Delta Marina evaporates Chapo. And look at Keegs going in on the back, looking for the pickup on Delta Marine. Marine is behind you, son.
He has no idea.
You don't recognize it just yet. As Keegs looking for the trip ricochet, not going to find it. And he will get away. Flop from Brochacho on point onto Jellly. Jellly just happy to die if it means his team can get away now. They don't even get a Phoenix out of this.
And Jelly's still alive. He will fall, but he wasted so much time that SoaR could have been looking to chase members down. And somehow SoaR hold, and that, I mean, that back and forth was incredible. KeegsMate gets to the back line, but Sanctuary is good to keep Delta Marine alive. And honestly, that ricochet, if Keegs had a little bit of a better one, there was 3 members on so low health. He could have had a triple. He could have had a triple kill with just 1 ricochet.
But that's SoaR doing very good defense there. The Fire Giant was on 4 members of that team of Eager, and all they had 2 weakened Phoenixes and held the base. They didn't lose a Phoenix. They may have lost 2 members of their team, but they held the base for the next Fire Giant respawn. So SoaR is still in it, but Eager will not be happy with the fact that they've been given opportunities a couple of times now in a row and not found the win.
It's been incredibly hard for both teams to really come up with anything. And a lot of it's honestly just these tanky frontliners. I'm looking at, on the side of Eager, Dwurst and Myflin take so much. They soak up so much of that instant burst coming out of SoaR, and they're still healthy, and they still make it out of fights every single time.
But this is where you can see the player damage now. The steroid from the Hunter is starting to make an impact. The Mark of the Crow from Keegs is just bumping him above AirCougar, who was top of the charts at one point in the mid-game. But now you can see there's a bit 10,000 damage difference between the two. And that's not just about the positioning and landing the autos, but it's also about the raw power that comes from some of these late-game Hunters.
And now, Fire Giant has not spawned just yet, but you can see SoaR trying to gain control of Pit. They're able to poke out Myflin there, and all of Eager are still grouped up. This is the same thing we saw 20 minutes ago, where SoaR have control of the Pit, and they're looking to pick off Eager, and Eager don't want to get picked off.
Both teams have lost a Fire Giant on a steal so far this game. 2 Fire Giants have gone down. It's now SoaR in control of the Pit. Fire Giant clearly not spawned just yet, not even flashing for the moment, but SoaR really looking to poke somebody out, find a pick, and Jellly takes a little bit of poke there, but it's not enough to write home about. Keegs actually gets answered back with a little bit from Cougar there as well.
I'd almost like to see an enemy play. Like,
go for the end?
Yeah, just force, like, give Eager control of the Fire Giant Pit, and then just run up the left-hand side. You can see neither team really has wards over there.
I will say
at this point, it's a little bit too risky to do so.
I will say Chapo's on this Thor, he's been throwing out a lot of walls this game, and I would say like 50-50 on landing them at the moment.
Not
been
too
great.
Good.
It's not been too hot with these walls so far. But when he has hit them, they have made an impact, I suppose. I guess the ones you don't throw, you don't connect, you know?
The ones you don't throw, you don't get. That is true.
It's the way of life.
That is the truest statement I have heard.
It's the way of life. 31-30, 50 minutes in, and it's all balanced on a knife edge still. Both teams with weakened Phoenixes, both vying for position around the Fire Giant, which is now Eager's control because of wards. You can see that Aggro's gone back to base is one of the reasons SoaR have relinquished control for now.
He just actually sold, I'm not exactly sure what item it was, but he's picked up a Spear of Desolation, so a kill will reset his cooldowns by 8 seconds. That could be what SoaR needs here.
Uzzy.
And now Uzzy in a little bit of trouble, surrounded by 4.
But he's flipped in the wrong direction, which means he's able to get away. But no, he's not. He took a lot of free burst there from Delta Marino, disengages. Wall comes down from Myflin, and Uzzy now surrounded in the pit. He gets a break open for him by KeegsMate as the Suns are dropped down. And now on the back, I'm a Monster's popped by Aggro. He's looking for the dunk. He's got a few more seconds, not long left. He's not going to be able to use his ultimate as Chacho now goes in as well. They're looking for Jellly. They're both very low as Dwurst is harassing the backline too. Nobody is dead. dead.
And aggro there, you could see he wanted to look for the ult, but he was a little bit worried. And Chapo actually goes very aggressive, teleports to his hammer, finds the stun as all of SoaR push up, and the attention is on to Dwurst here. He is going to be silenced now, but Uzzy, he's going to get combated.
Myflin going to turn onto Chapo now, and they both take a lot of poke, but Keeks comes out on top. The wall is actually keeping Brochacho pinned in, and Brochacho's in a whole world of hurt, but it's actually going to get killed by onto Myflin as Keeks takes out Cougar. They're now looking for Delta Marine, who's alone. Where's the peel? Jellly's trying to do it. Raijin is out, but it's not enough to bring down Uzzy as Chapo takes his life.
It's Jellly and Dwurst, last two alive. Dwurst has gone back to base, and not a single member from SoaR has fallen. I mean, that's such an interesting engagement because aggro missed almost everything in the fight, but slowly they were chipped away. Chapo is going to find Jellly here at the Fire Giant pit, but the rest of his team is pushing up on these Phoenixes.
No minions with them though, but the Titan is very weak with all the towers being down. They are looking at pushing on there, but they're against Dwurst and Jellly, two frontline tanks with a minion wave hitting them in the back. They need to be careful, and now we're going to see Brochacho coming back though, which can help.
It is all 5 members. Do they want to force this, or are they going to play it safe and look for the Phoenixes? And actually, it's going to be Chapo backing. He does have TP. That's correct. Right-hand side.
They've got minions.
They need to choose now what they're doing.
Well, they've still got time. I don't think they need to panic. They've got 20+ seconds still on the next respawn, which is Myflin, another tank. The damage dealers are a few more seconds out. They've got minions with them here as well, which will help against the Titan too. They're going in. Brochacho going to create the zone with a belch. Uzzy's going to ult, looking for the stun, not going to find it. Turn his attention to the Titan. The Iron Monster drop by aggro. They're looking to burst the Titan down as Dwurst takes out KeegsMate.
Titan getting very low. It's under half-life, and here comes the spawn from Myflin. SoaR, they're piling in. Chapo takes to the sky. He's going to come back down. Oh, snap!
Oh, snap! Reload quick! That's exactly what's about to happen now. And at the sound of it, it does look like it's going to go the way of SoaR Gaming at the end there. They just managed to find it.
That is a very surprising end, as one way to put it there. But SoaR taking the 2-0 against a team that beat them 8-1 in the qualifiers, looking, even with losing Weekend, looking much better.
Yep, that happened. That happened. That happened. That happened. Hey! Titan fell.
And it doesn't look like anyone else died there at the end.
No.
It was only Keegs who fell in the end. But a really good showing, phenomenal showing coming out from SoaR.
It was actually. Let's give credit where it's due. ElAggro looked really, really good from all the way through, but towards the end, towards this console league starting up, SoaR Gaming, man.
But Chapo here has honestly led this team into looking very good, and we have him on the line here. Chapo, how are you doing today? Okay, we're going to get Chapo here in a minute, don't worry. But no, SoaR do look much better right now, and ElAggro's the only team that hasn't made a single roster change here. Game 1 was a very dominant fashion, abusing Jelly's builds. Game 2, though, I mean, that was just a back and forth from both squads. Vying for position, it was just... it was honestly a lot of mistakes, but kind of when you get in those situations, it is much harder.
That's where they come down to. Sometimes it's just the smallest mistake can really cause a really bad issue for it. Delta Marine, honestly, I think Delta Marine had a fantastic game on Raijin that time. And to be fair, KeegsMate steps it up towards the end. He got himself out of position a little bit earlier on, but then AirCougar, he had the same issue. Both teams.
And Dwurst honestly doing a really good job as well. Just being this really annoying bully in the backline on this on Wukong, incredibly hard to lock down. And you could see SoaR putting a lot of effort into trying to kill him because he would be in the front line engaging and kind of bullying out KeegsMate and aggro, and it was nothing they could deal with just because of how mobile the Sun Wukong is. He had the not only the Magi's blessing, but he had the Mantle of Discord, and he has his ult as well.
Really, really good performance from both teams. And the best thing is, that is console league for you. It's only just started up. We've got plenty more weeks to come. I was going to say a couple more, but it's plenty more weeks to come of this. And this is just day 1.
And pretty phenomenal. Noble 2-0ing Kingdom Esports there at the beginning, and then set 2, Most Wanted, looking really good against Old Cog, now known as Elevate, just kind of shut them down. Both games were pretty stompy here, and I think they're a team that could maybe look to challenge ElAggro and SoaR at the top.
Yeah, maybe could, and maybe will. As time goes on, obviously, ElAggro, SoaR, Elevate, Most Wanted, Noble, and Kingdom Esports are your NA lineup. Obviously, tomorrow we will have Europe coming at you as well. We've got plenty of European action. 4 teams will be competing over there as well. And I'm expected to see some interesting things there as well.
Yeah, I think Rival and Barrage are clearly the top 2 teams coming out of Europe. We saw them during the qualifiers, just both control the scene, and they were the ones in the finals every week. Watson is just such a phenomenal player looking at solo laners. I don't know who's going to end up at the lands, by the end of the year, but Wolves Wolves versus, excuse me, Watson could be a pretty top-tier matchup.
Okay, well, hopefully we should have Chapo on the line with us now. Chapo, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey! Yeah, we
Hey,
can. Congratulations,
what's
man.
up?
How's things?
Thank you, man. Thank you. Everything's good, man. That was an intense game. Honestly, it was going back and forth. Like defending with, they had Fire Giant. It was 2 Phoenixes down. It was pretty intense.
What's it like in those situations as a player? Because we took note of mistakes, but it's much harder to be clean in those situations. What's going through your mind as a player?
Well, like, I mean, I'm the shot caller when it comes to those things, like to those late game, like what to do after, and it's tough because it's so heat in the moment. You have to like calculate so many things. You have to calculate, where the lanes are pushed, where you can go, like where to get pressure, like how much time you have exactly, what are timers. There's so many things to take into account when you're going for these pushes. And at the end we're thinking, oh, okay, we have. I'm like, yo, just chill. We have 30 seconds because we're going crazy. We're like, yo, just go down the middle and push.
Yep.
But we didn't have enough HP. So I was like, yo, let me back TP and then we can go right, take Phoenix and take our time. We still got 30 seconds.
Oh snap! And as well, talk to me a little bit about ElAggro, because you guys, you've not had an easy ride against ElAggro at all. Because on your qualification page, they always seem to have your number. What changed?
Well, like I feel like when we were playing against them before, we were like lacking a little bit of shot calling. And then now that I'm back into jungle, I feel like everyone. And then now we have Keys. Keys has been showing up. I mean, if you looked at the stats that game, that man put out 57,000 damage.
He did. Wukong was the problem then, right?
No.
That's what you just said. You just said Wukong was the problem.
No. I mean, bringing Keys back. I mean, bringing Keys to the team was a big like a big up, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How important are these 2 wins for you? Because, I mean, Eager had your number for so long. You guys feeling pretty pumped now heading into SCL?
Yeah, no, we're super pumped. Like, we're so hyped. Like, going into this, we're hyped. Eager's an amazing team. Like, they're top 2, obviously. And I don't know, it was just like going into this and winning. It's like, nah, I feel like we're going to go into the rest and I feel like we're going to go undefeated, to be honest.
Chapo, it's been a pleasure having you. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boys going to DreamHack, SoaR, and then shout out to BPI because it's all about the gains. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And shout out to G2A.
Awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No, thank you for joining us, Chapo. Congratulations and good luck in the rest of the Pro League. Sorry, the Pro League, because it's only just started over in the console side of things.
That was a really good opening.
We saw 3 2-0s today.
It was 3 2-0s, but it was a really good opening. And tomorrow we're going to be heading over to Europe. Team Excellence taking on Excel, and then Barrage versus Rival. Kind of the same thing where the bottom 2 teams are going to be facing off first, and then it's going to go over to the top 2 teams. Should be a barn burner. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in today. And from all of us at hi-rez Studios, we'll be back again tomorrow, as you see. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, because I will, as will Peckies.